"You can't just continue down the path to keep spending and adding to the debt," said McCarthy, who is likely to be elevated to Speaker of the House in a Republican-led chamber. "And if people want to make a debt ceiling for a longer period of time, just like anything else, there comes a point in time where, okay, we'll provide you more money, but you got to change your current behavior." When asked if he could demand that Social Security and Medicare, the two massive state pension and health care programs on the brink of bankruptcy, be reformed as part of the debt ceiling negotiations, McCarthy replied that he said, "Predetermine, would." But California lawmakers warned that members of its caucus were beginning to question the money Washington was sending to Ukraine to help it repel the Russian invasion. "Ukraine is important, but at the same time it can't be the only thing they do, and it can't be a blank check," he said to Punchbowl. The question then becomes whether Republicans will choose to exercise the impeachment powers of the House of Representatives, as they did against Bill Clinton in 1998 and as Democrats did against Donald Trump in 2019 and 2021. The main target appears to be Mayorkas, who Republicans have pilloried amid a spike in migrant arrivals at the United States-Mexico border. Another target could be Biden himself, as hinted Thursday by Jim Banks, chairman of the conservative Republican study committee that shapes policy for the party. Political realities could pose an obstacle to McCarthy and his allies implementing their plans. High inflation and Biden's low approval ratings have given them the impetus to retake the House of Representatives. But their chances of winning a Senate majority are seen as a toss-up. Even if they did win that chamber, they probably won't have the two-thirds majority needed to impeach Biden, Mayorkas, or whoever they want, or even the numbers to overcome Democratic filibusters of legislation they pass to attempt. Matt Grossman, director of Michigan State University's Institute for Public Policy and Social Research, questioned the GOP's willingness to legislate. The party's plans, as outlined in the Commitment to America McCarthy unveiled last month, appear flimsy compared to similar platforms launched in 1994 and 2010, when Republicans once again retook the lower house of Congress from Democratic majorities. "There's a long-standing asymmetry between the parties. Republicans legitimately want government to do less," he said. "They're doing pretty well electorally without necessarily needing a policy agenda, and they're tied to, kind of, defending the Trump administration or attacking the Biden administration. There's not much of a felt need for a lot of policy." There are also signs of a split within the party over how the GOP should use its new majority. In his interview with Punchbowl, McCarthy said he opposed impeachment for political purposes, and instead focused on addressing crime, border security and economic issues, all familiar issues for Republicans running this year. The split in Ukraine was even more pronounced. On Wednesday, in a speech to the influential conservative group Heritage Foundation for Republicans, Trump's former Vice President Mike Pence called for continued support for the country, saying, "There can be no room in the conservative movement for apologists to Russian President Vladimir Putin." The day after, the president of the foundation, Kevin Roberts, issued a statement saying, "Heritage will vigorously oppose Washington's big spenders who attempt to pass another Ukrainian aid package lacking debate, a clear strategy, targeted funding and spending offsets." Democrats are promised control of Congress through the end of the year and have noted the apparent erosion of will to support Kyiv. NBC News reports that they may be pushing for another major military aid infusion in a year-end spending bill to keep Ukrainians armed for the coming months. It seems clear that Republicans will eventually band together behind a strategy to pressure the Biden administration for a cause. But Grossman predicted the likely outcome would be similar to that of the 2013 government shutdown, when then-President Barack Obama and Democrats rejected demands from the GOP to dismantle its health care signature bill. With McCarthy it just seems like he is a go-along, he said. He's going to be a go-along speaker, and that's going to be the case with a pretty fractious caucus.